GM, we are live. Chris, good morning, Candles. Good morning to you, Chris. I hope you're having a great start to your day. Always appreciate you so much. Helping so much with leaving comments after. Helps with the algo. Appreciate you, Chris. Hope you're having a great start to your day. But here we are waiting for 7 in a big board. I believe this is big board 71. So I am way ahead of where I should be. So I'm really hoping that our friends at Underdog launch some more contests. We may have to run a little board or two. I have already maxed the War Room, and I think I have 3 or 4 bigger boards left. And I think, honestly, those are going to be hard to do on stream because I just don't think there's the liquidity for a bigger board when I go live. But you never know. You never know. So we'll see. Maybe we'll run one of those maybe towards the combine. Some of those fill rates start going a little faster. But here we are, and we got the 11 hole. So we got the 11 hole. Not too bad. It looks like our friend Crutches is in at the 2. Our friend Mr. Vinegar is here at the 5. Excuse me, Mr. Vinegar's at the 8. Mr. Worth is at the 5. And Ricardo in at the 12. B. Grandy, welcome back. Welcome back. A staple of the show last year in the big board era. Good to see you here at the 7. Hope you're having a great start to your day. So a true friends and family room here. Appreciate all of you coming in, hanging out, and we'll see what we can't get going from the right side of the board. All right, let's say hello to everybody. Ricardo, hey, blessed us. Absolutely, Ricardo. Appreciate you so much. Hope you're having a wonderful start to your day. Likewise, Mr. Grandy, good to see you back. Hanging out. Mr. Worth, GM to you. Unfortunately, we will not be drafting dingers at this point. I still need to subscribe to easysheets.xy or easydfs.xyz, the number one choice in dinger ranks. Not a sponsor of the channel, but you know what, we give Easy a free plug there, which has yet to convert to any purchases. But you know what, we'll do our best. Thomas Law, good morning to you. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Who Haim, sup fam? Hey Who, appreciate you so much. Hope your day is starting off right. Bird enthusiast GM to you. Appreciate you so much. Hope you're having a good start to the day. Yeah, NBA playoff best ball is here. And for the ball knowers doing the dance, best of luck out there. I do not know enough ball to participate in that dance. Hey, PPR Tyler, Chad brother, what's up? Hey, good morning, PPR Tyler. Appreciate you as always. PPR Tyler, had me on when I had about 68 subs, and really helped get me to 100. So I'll always be grateful to PPR Tyler. If y'all don't sub to PPR Tyler, you should, as well as the Toxic Tower. The Toxic Tower is really one of the most fun streams out there. So make sure to give them a sub. They are much more of an evening, after dark style program than this one. Greg, good morning to you, long-suffering Dolphins fan. Hope you're having a good morning. Nick says no DK drafts. We might hop onto the DK streets. We'll have to see. But yeah, I might have to if I run through all these underdog drafts. We could be over on DraftKings. To get to 500 subs before, I know we're trying to get to 500 subs. I would have loved Jefferson there as a minor segue. You know what? Let's have fun. Let's do A-Chain Love. Let's do A-Chain Love here. Yeah, I mean, it would be amazing. I'm really hoping we can get to 500 sooner than later. The draft is, I think that's a reasonable goal. It might be a little bit of a stretch, but I think this morning I saw we were at 464, so 36 subs. I mean, that'd be pretty sweet. I would be really happy. Bird enthusiast asking about the Breece franchise tag rumor. My recollection is the Jets have a fair amount of cap room, so they can do it. I mean, if they tag him, he'll be the 3rd highest paid running back in the league. I don't love it for Brees bags. I think we're paying a price that is assuming there might be some upside, a little bit of a better landing spot, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. I can't say I would love it though. PPR Teller, yeah, I would love to come on. I'd love to come on. I'm trying to think. This Friday is definitely no good for me, but maybe something in the evenings on the weekends I could work out. But yeah, absolutely, would love to hop on with you. Chris, is that a tag and trade? I thought it was just a tag. Oh, music's too loud. Oh no. Okay, hold on. You know what? Let me just do night driving. I think it's a little more optimized for the stream. All right. I thought it was just to keep him, but that could change things. That's the most likely, Chris. Yeah, music down. Okay, I changed it up. I can change it back if people like, but we will see. Stretches are good candles. Helps avoid the muscle strain. 500 by the draft or bust. I have thought about just being like, I'm going live and I'm not I'm not ending the stream till I get to 500 subs, but I don't have like a 48-hour block that I could do that in. But I do feel like it would be a good bit to get over the hump. But we'll see. I'm still expecting Kansas City trade. Should have been last season. Dark Side Dev, yes, yeah, it was. We were jamming too loud. I apologize. This is a best ball streaming channel. All right, I'm glad to hear you liked it, Greg. Casey, not going to spend money on RB IMO. Who you're famously, I believe, not on the Jeremiah Love to KC mocks. If I recall correctly, you're kind of out on that as something that you're rooting for as a Chiefs fan. Yeah. Start at 490, not 464. We're going live for the next 4 weeks. Yeah. Dark Side Dev, change the song back. Everyone plays the same song. All right. Well, I'm all right. As long as it's not too loud. All right. We'll keep switching up. Edgar says, donuts in the office, Chad. What's your go-to? Think wisely. It's for me. It's the chocolate glazed, a chocolate donut with like the normal glaze on it. They used to call it chocolate honey dip at Dunkin'. Now I think they just call it chocolate glazed, if I remember right. But not chocolate on. I don't like chocolate frosting. That's a hard pass. But chocolate with the glaze is pretty much the 1.1 of donuts for me. All right, we got A-Chain and Love. Do we want a third running back? I don't take much Tet McMillan. I have to be honest with you all. I'll grab a share. I don't really have a reason to have none of him, but I find myself taking a lot of this Etienne or Scatabo here. And yeah, I guess he's just kind of in a dead spot for the draft for me. So I'll grab a Tet share. We'll see what Ricardo does. I also think I generally just prefer Lad in a vacuum to Tet. And so there goes Lad. So now we're in that position. Do we want Etienne? Do we want Scatabo? I'll take Zay Flowers here. We talked about him a lot yesterday. I think I'm a little more underweight on him than I want to be. So let's grab that, get back up. So we started A-Chain, Love, Tet, and Flowers. Bird Enthusiast, what is your ideal Love landing spot, in your opinion? It had been the Saints because I felt like they were, an ascendant offense. Like I feel like they're a team kind of that scraped on the bottom and is on the way up. But it does seem like Kamara is going to be back, and I don't think Kamara just goes away to nothing. And Kamara is live to handle some of the high value touches, using him on passing downs. I also could see just Kamara getting some Make-A-Wish touchdowns to keep him happy. Like the Saints feel like that kind of organization that would do that. So I don't know. I was really on the Saints, but I have some concern, at least for year one, that's not optimal. The Chiefs would be a good situation, but They also do a lot of wonky stuff around the goal line too, and I feel like he's super live to end up in a committee in Kansas City. I don't see them doing a bell cow. Let me see who. I'm trying to think of who else would be reasonable. Who else is drafting in that range? Because it seems like he's going to go, between that like 8 to 12e range. The Commanders would be fun. I think they're going to do something to move on from their situation. I could see him absorbing like the absolute lion's share of that role, but I haven't seen that mocked at all. The Commanders taking him. The Bengals would kind of be a nightmare. The Cowboys. I haven't seen the Cowboys mocked to. Yeah, Duhames mentions the Cowboys too. The Cowboys would be probably the most ideal. I think that's your answer. Would be there. But I think there are a few bad spots. Like I don't know. The Bengals. The Bengals were giving Perine a lot of carries there. I don't know if they're like committed to Brown as like the alpha. So I don't know. Because nobody thought that the Falcons needed Bijan when they took him. But sometimes if a team thinks they have like a generational prospect, they'll grab him. That's like my fear. I mean, Algier was very good. The running back was not a position of need for them. So I don't know. You never know. Yeah, Love to KC is bad for the Chiefs as a team. Interesting. I more thought of it from Love's perspective, but not necessarily from the Chiefs' perspective there. All right, so running back has officially dried up completely here. Swift would have been a nice Swift or Javonte would have been a nice ad for us. Yeah, there goes Judkins. Here's the much discussed Rome Odunze. Let's grab Jaden Daniels here. I'm okay taking him unstacked. I'm a little light on him. It's nice when you can get him with McLaurin, but that did not happen for us here. Where is the McLaurin drafter? At 47, so he ended up passing on that double tap himself. What do we want to do, guys? What are we doing here? Talk to me, Goose. This is a pretty deadish range for me. All right. I'll take DK Metcalf. I'll take DK Metcalf. Emo Cowboy, the buzzkill of draft. So Emo, we were in a room. So I was drafting late at night, trying to get some rooms with different textures. And of course, Emo Cowboy's there at the 12 hole. And somehow I'm the root of all of Emo Cowboy's woes in the draft. I was drafting from the 6, by the way, so we weren't even sitting near each other. But somehow all the picks that he wanted, I was taking. I don't really know how it happened, but I get accused of being the buzzkill. Yeah, so I don't really know what happened, but somehow it was all my fault. We did just clear up $43 million today, which gets us $2 million we can spend in free agency, says Huhames. Yeah, that was the one bit of news today, was Mahomes restructured his contract. I don't fully understand how some of these things work, but it sounds like it's a net benefit for everybody. So good news for Chiefs fans. Sounds like they've got some more cap room. Yeah, Chris, I don't like to put all of my guys I'm low on into one draft, which is kind of what I'm doing. Like, I'm light on McMillan and Flowers. I don't want to have just like one outlier team. I kind of, when I take one oddball, then I don't want to get too crazy. But yeah, this is kind of like 3 guys, McMillan, Flowers, and Daniels, that I know I'm underweight on. And catching up all in one draft isn't the best. Omar Cooper and Rodgers pulled up 2 rounds hurt my feelings. And that's the thing. I think, I mean, we all know late in drafts, ADP kind of goes out the window. And for me, Rodgers is the most sure to start. of that very late tier when you're drafting your Mariotas and your Cousins and your Brissett. Even Brissett even goes earlier, kind of range. I feel like he's the one I'm most confident in starting. And then Omar Cooper, I think we're all kind of in agreement, at least in this bubble that we're in, that he's underpriced. So yeah. You was one that I wanted that you took. I can't remember who it was. One of the receivers. I think maybe it was Malachi Fields was like going to be my second to last click, and I think you reached and got him. So definitely some alignment on who these late round clicks are. All right, let's see. Again, no stacks here. And quarterback in this room is actually not going as premium as it can. I think we need another running back, though. You know what? There's enough running backs in this range to where I'm okay just snagging my guy Pitts. He's someone that I'm overweight on. I think we went too far in his ADP. He should not have been going at pick 42, but I will take plenty of Pitts here. And then let's build out this Carolina situation. I'll take a Chuba Hubbard share. Why not? So we got Hubbard and Tet on this team. For the audio listeners, we got Jaden Daniels, Devon Achane, Jeremiah Love, Chuba Hubbard, wide receiver room of Tet McMillan, Zay Flowers, DraftKings Metcalf, and Kyle Pitts. Let's check in on some friends and family. We've got crutches here going Puka, Nico, Ken Walker, McLaurin, Tyson, Ramondre, and Bannon. So no quarterbacks, actually the 1 and 2 hole, both no QBs yet. Mr. Worth, also no QBs. JSN, Neighbors, Jacobs, Loveland, Tate, Sutton, and Wilson. This is gonna be Jack. Oh no, Dart went at 75. I thought Dart wasn't off the board. So interesting there. Mr. Grandy, he goes JT, Henry, Josh Allen, Luther Burden, Mackay Lemon, Caleb Williams, into Pierce and Manungai. I'm like losing my mind here. Mr. Binniger, CD Lamb, Trey McBride, Bucky, Devonta Smith, Harvey, Odunze, Pearsall, and Mahomes. He just misses out on Dak coming back around. Dak going to the Hertz drafter. So we're starting to see QBs go thick and fast. J-Dubs here. He takes Knicks ahead of ADP, guaranteeing his Sutton stack. So starting to see the run on quarterbacks, which had kind of gone a little later than usual. Last year pre-draft, that was me and Emo. Yeah. Appreciate you there, Emo. Yeah, you want to sprinkle. Exactly. I did not want all these guys to be on one team. I did not want all of my guys I don't click often to be on one team. Cooper will be in the 11th round before end of month. It's possible. And it's one of those things like, oh, his ADP is 198, so let me take him in the 177 so I don't miss him. And then everyone's doing that. And then that's his new ADP. And then people are in the 150s like, oh, I don't want to miss him. And he just gets like dragged into the 11th round. Yeah, Rodgers should be round 15 and Omar earlier. Yeah, I agree. I think we're getting a really nice discount on Rodgers. Next to Casey Concepcion. Yeah, the more mocks that put Cooper in round 1 will he should be up there. Because yeah, Concepcion's what, like 130s, I think. Who Aim says Cooper should be going closer to KC IMO before him. Yeah, I think that's where we're gonna end up. Hey, Goods, GM fellas. Appreciate you, Goods. Hope you're having a good one. Goods, of course, last year's big board winner. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out. All right, what are we doing? What are we doing here? All right, let's see what Blue Less does and what do we want to do. Some interesting clicks here. Addison goes. Addison was one of the guys I was considering there. Let me just grab Dowdle. He's listed as Carolina. I would be shocked if he actually goes back to Carolina. I think he is live to rise quite a bit when he signs somewhere. So we'll try to get ahead of that. And then this wide receiver range, this Wandale, Reed, Shakir, Coker, Godwin, I like all of these guys. In the ideal world, I would have had one more running back and could have taken 2 of this range. You could throw Denzel Boston in there, but I think Denzel Boston is a little overpriced. I would rather just get more of the certainty in these guys. Do I want to triple stack Carolina? I haven't done too many of these team mega stacks, so let's do it. Let's grab Coker. I'm just gonna put Bryce Young in the queue. He may or may not come to us, but I don't want to forget that I'm doing this because that would be a bummer. His ADP 138. So again, there's a chance he comes back to us. Hopefully he does. We will see. We will see. All right, let's see. Chris says, just like saying Omar coming. If I were streaming, I'd do that. Yeah, Emo Cowboy late. I know, especially being in Baltimore, and our economy is based largely on the wire here. I should lean into that more. Come into a Chad lobby, get double sniped on QB. It's these stream drafts are killer, Mr. Vinegar. These stream drafts are really tough, especially just. The people that consume stream drafts are going to be doing more 3 QB than the average room, because I think that's sort of the meta of those who are consuming content and participating in this. So it's getting your stacks is tough. Like I'm not counting on getting my Bryce Young stack in here, but we'll see. Just clip the wire and draft Omar like the wind. Exactly. It's a win-win. Bird enthusiast Pitts. Best playoff performance, doing a lot of heavy lifting for his ADP. Yes and no. We used to take Pitts pretty high, right? Like after his rookie year, and we just kept getting burned and burned and burned. He did have a lot of weird injury stuff. He had Arthur Smith to deal with. And he's also like, tight end can be kind of a slow developing position. I don't know. I feel like this is a very fair price for Pitts. It's last year we were taking like Laporta in the 70s, right? Like, and we're taking Pitts after that. I don't know. I think this is a fair price for him, even without the mega smash. But yeah, I get it. I mean, tight end is kind of a weird position year to year. Huame says, asking Emo if you got the video. Nick saying Dowdle's the easiest click. Yeah, he's not too bad. I like Dowdle. I think he's in that range. Him and Algier are just going to rise a ton when they sign somewhere, and that we just haven't priced that in yet. Emo Cowboy saying is not yet about the video. Audio listener 20 minutes behind. Well, Gunnar Ross at 9:43 a.m. Hello. When this gets to you, it's like communicating with a space probe. You know, millions of miles from the Earth. 20-minute delay. Him and Algier auto. There you go. There you go. Saber asking. Hey, first of all, Saber, good morning. Appreciate you coming in, hanging out. Do you think Carolina carves out a nice role for Brooks? Man, speaking of guys I do not have any of and could be bad. I don't have Brooks yet. I'm about to pick, so let me just let me do that and we'll get back to that. But yeah, that's a fade that does have me a little bit concerned. I'm gonna take Bryce Young here. I think to not is getting cute. Ricardo only has one quarterback. If he has a preference of Young over Mendoza or Stroud, I would only have myself to blame for missing out on my double stack there. So we got a 2-4-4-1. We'll see what Ricardo does. He takes Mendoza. I like Mendoza a lot. I take a plenty of him. Sidekick is asking me to take Debo. This is not a Debo Samuel channel. I've done that year after year after year. I think I'm over the experience. I will, however, take Romeo Doubs here. We'll grab Romeo Doubs. Another free agent, another guy that I think could rise quite a bit when he gets a landing spot. Yeah, Brooks is a guy that I think by the time we get training camp word is going to be too late. He's someone that I wish I was just at market for in the big board, because it's not like Chuba Hubbard is some huge talent. Where does Brooks go? 164. Yeah, that's a perfectly reasonable price for him. 2 knee surgeries. I mean, it's huge risk. Hasn't played, since his career or since he was drafted. We easily could look at that and be like, yeah, what a terrible pick. This guy is, what did he play like 3 snaps or something before he got hurt again? But also, if we could probably read some tea leaves during free agency. Do they add anyone? What moves are they making? Yeah. Denzel Washington is the Temu version of Drake London. Yeah, it's bad when you're old enough to remember David Boston, his dad in the league, but I do remember him. He would have fit in the whole frame mogging thing. David Boston, I think he got busted for PEDs. I allegedly, I don't know. I don't want to disparage David Boston if I'm remembering wrong, but the dude was he was like practically a bodybuilder by the end of his career. GM Chad Daddy, hey Skeletor, GM to you. Hope you're having a great morning. Ultimate white male. Hey Chad, what do you think about CMC as 1.1? I don't know if I'm there at CMC as the 1.1. He despite being in the Shanahan system, his just rushing didn't look great, but the usage was out of control. But yeah, I'm out on CMC at the 1, but we will see. GM to you, Maurice Perkins. Hope you're having a great one. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. Oh yeah, crutches. And this room has about 7 people that are way overweight on Emmett Johnson. No chance on that one. Where did he go in this room? Yeah, to J Dubs. I know he's an Emmett Johnson truther. This draft sucks. I hate everyone. I like my team. I'm having fun. I'm having a great time so far. Emo Cowboy, just a video. Should have been a short, honest. Okay, I missed that discussion there. Blitzology, I am maxing the big board. We will be. All right, let's see. We're coming up. We are coming up here. What do we want to do? We got a 2, 4, 5, 1, so we could really take almost anything. What does the machine want us to do? I'm assuming it wants Josh Downs now. I'm actually in line with that. I'll take Josh Downs here. We did miss out on Danny Dimes already, so that is off the table. We could always take Penix to stack with Pitts. Yeah, don't find that super necessary. Let's see, what else do we got? Jerry Jeudy, Spears. I'll take Sean Tucker in this spot. Rachaad White should be on the way out. Hopefully Sean Tucker keeps his at least the goal line role, but we'll see. I'll keep the board up so people can see what's going on there. But yes, Blitzology, we will be maxing the big board. I applied to be an underdog ambassador. So underdog, if you're out there, I will ambassad to the best of my abilities, but we'll see. Hopefully we hear back from them. That would be kind of fun. But yeah, definitely maxing the big board and probably all of the pre-draft contests. Al Boogie, GM to you. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Appreciate you coming in, hanging out. Arlox has got the class working independently. Hey, appreciate you, Arlox. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Best of luck with the kids. Hope they're behaving. Hubbard only for me. Yeah, again, that's where what I've been doing. We see Brooks does go here at 157 to Ricardo, and we had that whole discussion about Brooks. Didn't even cross my mind, even on that Carolina Mega. My thoughts on Connor Griffin. Isn't that like Isn't that like a baseball player? Connor Griffin? Yeah, that's a baseball player. According to Fangraphs, he's a freaky 5-tool superstar with big power and enough contact to weaponize it. He is also fast and quickly. That's where it cuts off on YouTube. Those are my thoughts on Connor with a K Griffin. Only 7 soft. Yeah, this is very soft room here. Drafted with ladies first, and I don't think he took a wide receiver till the 12th round. Lucky. Dudes, yeah. I forget we had that weird draft with him. Was he the one that only took 2 running backs in a different draft, or was that someone else? We had somebody who only took Quinshawn Judkins and then like some random 20th round rookie. That was a weird one. Yeah. Chris is Max watching Kendall stream. Yeah. And also, yeah, if you don't want to draft, you can hang out in the content mines. There are, I mean, it is almost a we're pretty close to like 18 to 20 hours straight of content on a lot of days. It's really cool. So it's it is, the sun never sets on pre-draft best ball. I'm sorry, Crutches. Yeah, these drafts are so killer. And a lot of people are on like similar guys. Like Omar Cooper goes at 173 in this draft. If you want Omar Cooper, like don't do these stream drafts because you know it's going to be like an arms race to grab him. You'll get him 20 picks later in a normal draft. Who do you like most after round 15? DK feels cheap. Yeah, a lot of DK. Omar Cooper, who just went there. I'm just gonna grab Aaron Rodgers. I have DK Metcalf on this team. I don't want to miss him. He's Ricardo only has 2 quarterbacks. He was live to grab him. That was kind of an auto press for me. Let me see what else I want to do. We've got Daniels, Young, and Rodgers. I hate to just make this a draft where I'm catching up on people. I'm inadvertently light on Theo Johnson, despite liking Theo Johnson. So I'll take him here. Past ADP, I think that's kind of a nice click. There's some fun rookies that we may or may not be able to get. We'll see there. So we'll take a Theo Johnson share. We're up to a 2.562. But yeah, Saber, Malachi Fields. Malachi Fields is another rookie that I'm taking. Omar Cooper. Running backs, I was taking a lot of Mike Washington, but I'm at like 40%. That's just way too high. I don't want to be that high. I was just by default taking him a ton. I need to back off that and sprinkle in some different clicks late. Tight end is a kind of fun way to end your draft because you can, if you want to just take one of the rookies, there's like a bunch of them to mix in, like Trigg, Jolly, Claire, Michael Mayer, who's, I know he's not a rookie, but he's in that kind of category. I don't want to get over like 8 to 12% of any of them, but I do find them kind of fun to maybe try to catch this year's rookie tight end sensation. All right, let's see. I missed that out, Boogie. Bird Enthusiast just watched a video of every 20+ yard pass play from Penix. He's so bad. Well, I mean, young quarterback. He does have room to improve, but yeah, I would rather take Aaron Rodgers 2 rounds later. And I know you're like, well, you didn't get him, you just got him later here. But I was in a position where I felt like I needed him, and knowing most people are going to get 3 QBs, I pulled him, 2 full rounds up. Yeah, smash the like. Hey, thanks, Purple Yost. That reminds me. Yeah, if you can, smash the like. Drop a sub. We're so close. We're so close to 500 subs. We're 35 away. I mean, it would be so awesome. I'm so excited to get there. Appreciate all of you so much. I won't hold y'all over a barrel for another draft. Y'all know I'm gonna do it, but if you can, hit the like anyway. I didn't even know about Omar till this stream, more so all the late running backs I like. Yeah, it's funny, Crutches. I think most of the streaming industrial complex is on the late receivers more than the late running backs. You'll have your various streamers who are into Brazel. The sidekick really likes Brazel. Malachi Fields, I think, is universally now liked. Ted Hurst had his big Senior Bowl, but he went to a small school, so he's gonna, opinions on him vary because if you go up on his competition, it's pretty light. But there's enough of those late guys like that. I've even seen some Chris Bell extremists out there, to where people feel like it's a little mix and match where running back seems to drop off a cliff more. But if there's a running back you like, I think it's a little harder because the options just seem a little more limited. All right, what are we doing here? Well, I guess, oh my God, if I can spell Fields, let's just grab Malachi Fields, talking about him here. We're now in the range where ADP is just utterly and completely out the window. So we'll take Malachi Fields, and then in the ideal world, it'll be Pat Freiermuth, but we'll see. Pat Freiermuth, I think, is underpriced here, with Jonnu likely departing, especially on an Aaron Rodgers team. We'll take Pat Fry. So we have a 3-5-7-3, and yeah, I like this team so far. We'll keep an eye on what everyone's taking. Call out any notable rookies or picks. Ricardo taking Branch, another one of those rookie receivers people are into. Trey Tucker not making it over to the Mendoza drafter. Rodgers Vikings still for me. I mean, that would be fun. That would be a lot of fun if he's, yeah, the Brett Favre arc. I'm a Theo Bull. Accidentally do like him, not as much as the account says. Yeah, it's funny how that happens. You just get to a round and you kind of like tunnel vision on a few players. But Bitsology asking who we're taking in one and done. I think it's I think I'm just taking Rory. I think it's time. I think it's time to deploy one of the big guns there. It's been raining a lot apparently in the area. The course is going to play very long. It's going to be cold. I think I want someone who I know can really move it out there. And Rory's live to win anywhere. Huge purse. If you have someone you think is a better course fit, that's fine. But I'm gonna play a guy who I think is can take it this week. But yeah, it's always scary going against Scheffler. Like most of the studs like miss one signature event for one reason or another. So I do feel like there's a world where Scotty just like doesn't play something for some reason. And then Rory, instead of being, second in the odds board, is now the massive odds-on favorite. You could wait for that. It's also possible that doesn't happen, but I don't know. I do feel like there will come a event where Scotty sits, and maybe that's a better place, or I don't know. Anyway, I'm taking Rory. It's a long way of saying I'm taking Rory this week. All right, what do we want to do here? What do we want to do? I don't have any late commanders I like. I have plenty of Carolina. Same with Pittsburgh. So I think we're just going to take best player available. We took Jordan James on another stream. I don't want to get a whole ton of that. Yeah, running back. See, running back for me, this is pretty killer. I don't know too much about Claiborne or Hemby other than I've seen them get taken in other stuff. Let's see what receivers we got. Let's go Jeremy Bernard. He's another name that that I know PPR Tyler is really big on. Jeremy Bernard, Alabama kid. We'll take that. We'll take a Jeremy Bernard share, and sure, I'll take Damon Claiborne. And I'd be lying if I said I had some huge take on Mr. Claiborne, but I do have A-Chain, Love, Hubbard, Dowdle, Tucker, more of a veteran room. Obviously, Love is a rookie, but I think he can be considered more of a sure thing than most other rookies in the class. So this team ends up being a 3-6-8-3. Jaden Daniels, Bryce Young, Aaron Rodgers, Devon A-Chain, Jeremiah Love, Chuba Hubbard, Rico Dowdle, Sean Tucker, Damon Claiborne. Wide receiver room of Tet McMillan, Zay Flowers, DK Metcalf, Jalen Coker, Romeo Dobbs, Josh Downs, Malachi Fields, Jeremy Bernard. And then tight ends of Pitts, Theo Johnson, and Pat Freiermuth. I actually like this team. I think this team came out pretty good. We have a big bet on Carolina. So maybe you think this team's not very good, because we have this massive Panthers bet, which between Hubbard, McMillan, Coker, and Young. But yep, I think even aside from that stack, the team came out kind of nicely. We can keep an eye on the board, see what everyone's doing. Give me 1 second. All right, dear God, I got way behind in chat, and there's some wild stuff happening in here. Yeah, Dart loves Theo. Yeah, I like that too. Cooper Kupp, I see a trend here. Ultimate White Whale. Yes, I believe Cooper Kupp went undrafted in this room, unless I missed it. James, there's a couple running backs down there who are good picks. I prefer the wide receivers. Yeah, I think most people are like that. GMTU Jets drop bombs. Hope you're having a good one today. Steven had a team yesterday with Rodgers, Metcalf, Freiermuth. Yeah, I like that combo. Greg, never understood why Rodgers, Jonnu didn't work. Seems like I don't either. I was upset when the Dolphins got rid of Jonnu, and it feels like we kind of sold the top. But yes, Arthur Smith is probably the answer. Mike Washington inside 200. Shocker. Are you the Wilson? No. Okay. Or Willis drafter? Yeah. B. Grandy taking. No, he takes Malik Washington. Mike Washington. Where did Mike Washington go? Yeah, 197. Yeah. Yes. Who Ames likes the Metcalf Rodgers stuff. Yeah. It is shocking. It is shocking that all the rookies we like went, 3 rounds earlier than normal. Yes, Jets drop bombs. So we can keep switching it up. You don't know if what's true. I don't know. I say a lot of things, Eggers. Say a lot of things. Just click Jaden Ott. I think Jaden Ott didn't get invited to the combine, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm a little worried about that. You have to correct me if I'm wrong. Claiborne is a pure home run swing with a low hit rate. All right. I like it. It's probably not going to work. The best bulk of all, GMTU. Hope you're having a great morning. Appreciate you. Chris says massive flyer in 20-round draft to be Jaden Blue. Yeah, I couldn't fault someone for taking him. He looked good in week 18 for whatever that was worth. But yeah, he's also live to be practice squad member Jaden Blue. We'll see. Claiborne always ran to the sidelines when I watched him. He ran to the sidelines after scoring a long touchdown, right? Like celebrating with his teammates. That's what you mean? Who Aim says he seems to not have good vision, but explosive. RJ Harvey-ish. All right. Not good vision. That to me, that's the Tootin problem. I know we're all steamy on Tootin, and not to derail this, but I felt like for someone with all the physical tools, every time I watched Tootin, it was like, oh my God, all he has to do is like cut this back and he's gone. And he would like run into the back of his lineman. I'm like, what are you looking at? I don't know. Vision is important. So not great to hear that from Mr. Claiborne. Thoughts on the Dolphins fire sale? Waddle out the door. Yeah, sell it all. Burn it all down. It's over, Greg. It's over. I've read that Waddle highly. Yeah, I mean, again, that was the accounts was that the Bills, we had an offer on the table for a first for this year, and they wanted to push it to next year. I think if the Bills had Waddle, the Bills are the team that gets to lose to the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. But I don't know. Yeah, Crutches, I'm looking at your team. Here's part of the problem. So Crutches went 0 RB-ish. He went Walker, Ramondre, and then 5 running backs late: Singleton, the missile, Wilson, Najee Harris, and Isaiah Davis. You had fantasy bones here going 3-10, 6-1. Just hoovering up late running backs. I don't know why you need 10 running backs and 1 tight end. The 1 tight end being Ferguson. This was a weird room. I don't know. I may have the worst draft in the pool that doesn't get thrown. No, fantasy bone stats. Do you really, Crutches, you really think Tootin was extremely good? I don't know. Only one time in primetime he did that on a screen. Tootin is significantly better than Harvey. I wanted to believe that on Tootin, but he never had those, like, he didn't have the explosive plays we were all waiting for. I don't know, man. And I feel like it wasn't just the screen, because that is the play I'm talking about. But I was a raging Tootin bull, and if you remember at the Dog Bowl, I wanted a Tootin team. I was all in on Tootin, and I didn't end up drafting one. And he was bad that week, but I don't know. And he did have an injury, and was getting benched for ball security stuff. But I don't know. I'm a little leery. Yeah. The Louis Vuitton cleats. Those need to be in the Hall of Fame. Bills are so bad for not to... It's terrible. It's such a bad move to not make that trade. Josh Allen wouldn't have melted down like May. No. I didn't even realize 10 running back with 3 RB. I know, Crutches. You were doomed. You were doomed. Crutches saying bad vision is objectively wrong. Okay. I guess my point is, I don't think he had any 20-yard runs, if I'm not mistaken. So I was assuming a running back with that kind of, that toolsy, that fast and explosive, then the problem must be vision. But again, I do not have my hand in the dirt enough to make that sort of statement. So I can recant if that's not true, but I was expecting to see more, more Henderson-like explosive plays out of him. Allen would have had 8 turnovers. Extremely good is a stretch as a 30% Tootin drafter. Are we extremely good? What? Sorry, Nick, I missed that. 10 RB is wild. I've seen it before, but not with 1 tight end. RB is legit blind vision-wise, yes. If anything, baffling usage, extremely good in short yardage and fighting for extra yards, which is more vision than anything. That's fair. He was better at short yardage than I was expecting. So I guess the Tootin prototype in my mind was different. No 20-yard runs. He was ripping them off in the wild card. Okay, so it's just fake news. All right. Well, let me hop in another draft before I spread more falsehoods. No, he didn't. He had one. His longest rush of the year was 20 yards. I'm looking at his game log. I didn't make that up. He had one 20-yard run in the wild card game. He didn't have any rushes longer than 20 yards all season. I think it's a weird situation where Etienne was explosive back, so we got pigeonholed as a change of pace back. Yeah. And also think Liam Cohen dreams of ball security. And so he did get some weird usage where, he wasn't utilized in positions where he could have been successful. So that is fair. That is fair. All right, let me hop into another big board here. Waiting for 8, if anyone wants to get in. Also, True says, Nick, gotta think Trevor wants his BFF back. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of people are thinking Etienne leaves. In my mind, he was going to stay. But I don't know. We will see. We will see. Blueless likes his team in the room if JJ McCarthy doesn't lose his job. Oh. I am deeply concerned about JJ McCarthy's job. Tootin fumbled day 1 and Cohen said, "Wait a minute, brother." Yeah. It was literally day 1 of training camp. Couldn't have gone worse. I think Trevor alone could move some money. Are you talking about them keeping Etienne, or are you talking about him pulling a Mahomes and restructuring? Because generally these franchise quarterbacks have some level of say in things. Oh, I'm next to J-Dubs. Time to take the dog for a walk. There you go. Well, I was gonna say at least you're on the left side of him, but it doesn't matter. You're always on one side of somebody. Yeah, to keep Etienne makes sense. Etienne might like the job he's in. I mean, it does feel like it's a fun team that's on the rise. I mean, I don't know. I want the BTJ trade so bad, but I don't think it'll happen. Buying the dip hard. Huam says they don't. I don't think they want to keep Etienne. Interesting. I don't know. The stuff they did with the running backs. I mean, they traded Bigsby last year and kept Etienne, which I think we all thought would have been the opposite. At least many in the Slappy community thought that Etienne would be leaving, and it would be Toot and Bigsby taking over. So I don't know. To me, I read that as them liking Bigsby more, or they just hate or liking Etienne more, or maybe they just really didn't like Bigsby. I don't know. All right, let's see what line of scrimmage does. Let's see. Waiting. Line of scrimmage winds the clock to double zeros. All right, we just did an A-chain team. I'll take a James Cook share here. We'll just kind of rotate through the guys in the first round. All right. Who aims? We read that. Joel says to Crutches, there's no 10 running back drafter in this room. I won't go on tilt. All right. Well, Crutches, Mr. Worth is promising to be on his best behavior. Yeah, Nick, there's no way it's just LeQuint and Tootin. So we'll see if it's not Etienne, then somebody else is going to join the room. I agree there. I think they'll let Etienne test the market and let us know. Okay. Yeah, it is cool, and we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out soon. Steven says, "Wonder if Rachaad White would come to the Jags with the Liam connection." Oh God, I would hate that. I'm not a Rachaad White. I'm not a Rachaad White fan. All right, let's see. What are we doing here? Yeesh. I really don't want Trey McBride at this price. We're gonna really boomer it up. I'll skip over Saquon. We'll do Cook Henry on this team. We'll take we'll take that start. I think Buffalo and the Ravens are gonna play this year, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe that's our Week 17 game. Ravens 2026. I think. Let's see. Did I make that up? Future opponents. Yeah, they go on the road to Buffalo. So there you go. Week 17. It's frozen. It's cold, and all these teams want to do is run, run, run. There we go. All right, let's see. But yeah, I don't know. I hope not, because I feel like Rachaad White is pretty dusty. I think they signed someone, but Etienne will ask too much money, and they end up with like Dowdle or something. I'd be fine with that. That would be exciting to me, especially I think I'm pretty overweight on Dowdle. No income tax, easier to match deals in a unique way. Yes, the Florida and Texas teams have that advantage of the no state income tax there. Skeletor getting lobby mogged. Yeah. Sorry, Skeletor. We'll have to get you in another one. Chris says trades are about who the other teams value. Etienne was pretty rough, and Bigsby had special teams value. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It might have just been easier to move Bigsby, and they were overweight. All right, let's see. White is the guy I think is a dark horse to the Jag. Oh, there we go. Would hate that for LeQuint. Yes. Yeah, who aims the Nick agreeing? Uh-oh. Crutches is not happy with his roommate. Did you want You wanted a running back there? I'm assuming you did not want to. Look at that. You got Ken Walker at pick 29. You got the Seattle. Crutch is building a Super Bowl team. Let's take Josh. Oh, gosh. Do we do Josh Allen? This is probably terrible, right? We do the Joe Brady experience, and we just take all of Buffalo. Let's do it. Let's just say the Bills win by 1,000 points. We have locked down the Bills offense. Dear God, Henry is never a bad. You don't have to duck. You don't have to duck here, Nick. This channel is a place of acceptance, and we have just accepted the fact that Derrick Henry is just going to shove it down our throats till the end of time. So, Lula says Sidekick's going to need to get you out of the 0 RB pickle. Yes. Amon Ra, McBride, and Rashi Rice. Best of luck. I have the Sidekick here, and I haven't looked at it this draft. Is multi-tabling 15. Oh, my gosh. Oh, wait. I hope Crutches did not cuss me during BRs because I was in a ton of drafts. He's in multi-tables 15s. Yeah. All right. Let's see. What do we want to do? You know what? Let's take... let's put pressure on the room. Let's take Scatabo. We've got some people lighter on running back. We'll do the opposite, and then hopefully we can get some late receivers here. Yeah, Crutches, you do 15 BRs at a time. I do just like one at a time. So if somebody's sniping me, I am actively cursing at them because I find it really hard for me to do more than 3 drafts at a time. And I rarely am just sitting on my computer drafting if I'm not streaming. Fine pick, just hilarious. Yeah. All right, let's see. What does Crutches get here? Does he take Travion, who I think is the next running back on the list? No, he takes McLaurin. All right. Greg, multi-tabling 15 drafts, 218 built very different. I think he's talking about in the BR streets. I think. Unless he's also doing golf. Because you will run out of big board drafts if you're doing 15 drafts. And I don't think there's 15 running right now. But yeah, there's a lot of other sports running. There's a lot of other sports. If you're into the Dinger Streets, the dance, I'm not an underdog rep, but I could be. All right, let's see. Where does Seattle and Walker do? Does he test free agent? I feel like they solved that before he hits the market. I'd be very surprised. Crutches, yeah, I'm doing all slows for big board minus occasional fast with Chad. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I think it makes a ton of sense to do drafts at different times and do some slows and some of these morning stream drafts and some late night drafts. You're just going to end up with like different textures on your teams. So I think it's like a natural way to get different without you having to do anything draft differently. Just your rooms are going to be like wildly divergent here. All right, let's see. Who is... Oh, God, I misread that. All right. So I kind of wish I had taken a running back there because I would have absolutely taken Swift here. I think I'm going to do Jordan, Tyson, RB, or wide receiver 1. You got Scatabo on the team and Tyson. This is the ASU frat leader style team with two Arizona State alum. What could go wrong on one team? Very shocked Bird Enthusiast didn't take Swift. I don't know if that's a personal take on that. Just knowing how bad running back gets. But there goes Swift to King of QC, who already had 2 running backs. So Sweetleaf and Bird Enthusiast are going to have to navigate these dangerous shoals with only 1 running back early. I'm very used to not having a quarterback here, so my inclination is to start looking at this range of QB. But we're not going to do double elite QB in this room, we will take something else. It's just a matter of what. Just a matter of what. I don't love MHJ. We did take Metcalf last time. I think that's a more than fine click. Mike Evans might be out the door. Somewhat shocking there. Do we go back to our guy? You know what? Let's do a double elite QB team, guys. Let's do it. We never do this. Let's do it. Hurts and Allen. Let's go. Let's see if we can't do it. We're on stream. We're going to try something different. Let's see if we can do 2 double elite QB in the big board. I think the conditions are right for it. We have 3 running backs that we feel like we can lean on. We like a lot of the late receivers. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Why not? JD pipe dream despite taking ranking lower than May and Burrow. I thought you might take Daniels at 53 with McLaurin, but yeah, getting Drake May, he's now 20 picks after where he started in this draft. That's not a bad run out there at pick 68. Evans to Buffalo. What if? If that happened, I should have taken him there. I'll never reach wide receiver too good. Yeah, that's fair. That range of receiver is good. And maybe I could have put wow, no one's taken Metcalf yet. Yeah, Metcalf goes all the way to the 1 hole. Slides by everyone. But yeah, we'll try a little double elite QB. Again, I think if you're ever going to get away with it, it's the big board where some of these rookies are going to rise a ton. And we might be able to get that value before we all have perfect information. QB2 at 68. We're trying something different, Nick. We are trying something different. Oh, you're saying Drake May was QB2 on the year. Yeah. No, it's a nice value there. QB is kind of weird this year where the good QBs, it feels like you get a discount. Like Hurts in the 6th feels kind of crazy. Same with Daniels. If you consider Drake May to have that upside, you could lump him in that versus, taking Mendoza and Cam Ward and Young, where they go. Those feel like you're overpaying because you're like panicked about getting frozen out. All right, we'll take Jacoby Myers. We need some wide receivers now. Yeah, Jordan Tyson, Jacoby Myers as our wide receiver 1 and 2. A little light, but we're paying the price for going double elite QB. Hurts a great pick on underdog. Yeah, I think Hurts is underpriced. I mean, they might ban the tush push, which I think Hurts will fall even further if they do that. But I think better days are coming for Philly. Paying for Allen Spikes is worth it too, but tough click. Yeah. Again, just elite quarterback did not work last year. So I think you're getting a discount on the elites. But yeah, Allen is still expensive. 3rd round pick for a quarterback is a lot. All right, let's see what Bird Enthusiast does here. In the ideal world, we will get Pittman. Yeah, we'll take Pittman here. Don't know if he's going to be back in Indy or not, but we'll grab that. So far for the audio listeners, we've got Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts, and then James Cook, Derrick Henry, Cam Scatterbo, wide receiver room of Jordan Tyson, Jacoby Myers, and Michael Pittman Jr. We're going to see if we can't land this plane. Tush push hurts Allen the most, NPI. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but yeah, it could. At least on this team, we also have Cook. So if they score touchdowns, we're in business. I think Philly will be much worse this year and we'll have to pass more. Yeah, I could definitely see that as well. And I'm curious if they're going to work things out with A.J. Brown or not. I think that's going to be an interesting point of this offseason. But yeah, I'm definitely willing to buy the Hurts bounce back this year. Elite QB was fine. Plenty of Allen teams top 50 in BBM. Yeah, I guess I'm more mean the other ones that really didn't work. And you didn't need Allen in the playoffs. Like, he didn't have one of those monster weeks. Like, Purdy and T-Law had humongous weeks. And so Allen didn't separate during the playoffs at any point. But Lamar got hurt, Daniels got hurt, and Jalen Hurts had like a down season. So that's more what I mean. Can Allen go higher, though? He might actually be getting a discount if they did say get Mike Evans in a draft pick. Yeah, he could. He could. I don't love the coaching moves, but it does seem like they're slightly neutered with Brady there. Yeah, that's right too, Huhames. The QB sneak is not dead. They can still just do a traditional sneak there. All right, let's see what line of scrimmage does. The machine is asking for Jaden Reed. I think we don't overthink it and we just take Shakir with Allen. Jordan Addison is intriguing, but I don't think passing on this stack makes sense for me. So we'll just take that. That is not the exact way to scale a top 50 team. I missed Nick. I missed what you're referring to on that one. All right. Looking at people's builds, nothing too crazy just yet. No one with more than 2 quarterbacks, nobody with less than 1, nobody getting crazy on one position. Bird Enthusiast still only has 1 running back. You're making me nervous, Mr. Enthusiast, but I'm sure you've got a plan there. Jonah Coleman goes, oh man, this is tough. Do we take Dalton First Aid or do we take one of these wide receivers? Oof. Let's do Kincaid. Let's really just lean into Buffalo. And again, there's late receivers we like. So now we've got Allen with Cook and Shakir and Kincaid. So, we'll see if Chess Liam, notice me, senpai. I've been trying. The challenge is out. The challenge is out. We want to play Chess Liam in chess, and I think that would be fun when the off season is really dead. I want to put that together. So Chess Liam, if you're out there, I want a piece of you. Chad Candles on chess.com. Let's go. That was my WWE promo. Flyfish, the Burchard Bowl. Where did Burchard Smith? I'm confused. Flyfish. But yeah, this range of receiver here is so nice. This Coker for me, Jennings, Reed, Shakir, Wandale. This is like this mini lifeboat tier that you hit where there's a lot of guys. KC Concepcion is I guess I'd put him a little less in there. But maybe he's more of a upside swing being a rookie. Then you kind of know what you're getting. Yeah, we went with the lava lamp in the knee. The lava lamp. I was sure Crutches was going to take his guy, Emmett Johnson, there, but goes for Concepcion instead. Was already at 3 running backs, so that makes sense there. I'd have Wandale lower. Haven't clicked once yet. Interesting. I felt like Wandale finally broke out of just that no ceiling slot catch, make a 7-yard catch and fall over. Like they were using him more on the outside, and he seemed somewhat effective. I don't know. I hadn't even checked the turn. Most people had a QB and no Seattle guys, so of course Darnold. I was just assuming you were going to get Darnold at 125 also. You got to take unstacked Darnold there. If you don't, you're missing out. You're missing out. Drafting naked Darnold, 0 mojo. just in the 3 QB truthers. It's just the way it is. Nobody wants to be locked out, so people will just reach and just grab it. I'm gonna take Romeo Doubs here. I think Dallas Goedert does seem unlikely to go back to Philly. At least I've heard that, so I don't want to grab that thinking it's a stack. I also don't need to stack both my tight ends. Free agent Romeo Doubs. Maybe he goes to Buffalo. Maybe he goes to Buffalo in the realm of them half-assing things and taking a receiver that doesn't make them that much better, but looking like they're doing something. Kevin says, you mentioned a half dozen wide receivers and said it's great. I don't understand. You know, Kevin, you have been at the stream since day one. You know what the stream is about. So, you know what? We're trying to be positive here, but truly, I do like that range. I feel like there's a nice range in the middle of the draft where you can grab some usable receivers. All right, let's see. We're coming back up. Dear God, what are we doing here? Ayuk, Rashid. Where are all the running backs? Good golly. All right. Yeah, this is bad. All right, we took Juwan Johnson. Now we can push tight end till late. I don't think I need a third quarterback this early. That would have been panicking far more than we need to panic. There's no reason to do that. Juwan Johnson, I think, is a nice click, although he used to go 40 picks after that. So maybe I should have taken like Ayuk or Shaheed or something there. Who Ames thinks that Horton and Barner are fantastic backstacks and that Naked Darnold is awesome. Crutches disagrees. Says he knows the backstack, but no mojo, including that. It is hard for me to... It's hard for me to love the backstacking there. I do take some Horton. I guess with Darnold in particular, it's really hard to envision him getting there without one of Walker or JSN. It does feel like if Darnold has a spike week, like you probably need at least one of those guys, particularly JSN. But you know, again, just the 3 QBs. Hopefully 3 QB reaching chills out in 18 round over the summer. I don't think it will. But we were talking about yesterday, they're likely to get a bit cheaper. Jennings over Shakir, you would have really been cooking. Well, I feel like on this Bills stack, I didn't have to, but I preferred Shakir there. Crutches is fine with 1 QB if it comes to it. I'd much rather one elite QB and a lower upside pocket passer without his monstrous ceiling wide receiver 1. Yeah. Yeah, I agree there. And this team I have is in the same boat where I probably really should just stop at 2. It's just a force of habit. Force of habit becomes very strong to add to it. Gosh, I just have such trouble with like this Mason, Aaron Jones range of guy. They feel so limited to me. But I have to take somebody. Braylon Allen isn't very good. All right, we'll take Braylon Allen. I don't know. I never know what to do in this spot when I need a running back. I think all these guys are like kind of awful. So we'll see. Nick says, sadly, I think people will be more stressed for QB, a 3 QB and less grounds. Yeah. Maybe. Salty language. Good golly. I know. It's a morning show. It's a family program. Gelly says, I have paired up Joe Burrow or Naked. Don't push him in a room I am in. There you go. We found the integrity protector of 2026. It's Kelly Lapidus. Oh man, these running backs are just juiceless in this area. Ugh. Shaheed goes. I don't mind some of these receivers here. You know what? We talked about Jonathan Brooks. I'll do my first Jonathan Brooks share of the year. I think with Cook, Henry, and Scatabo, I'm okay to take some flyers. Jonathan Brooks is kind of like taking a rookie running back, so we will see. Crutcher says it always chills out in 18 rounds. They get cheaper. Yeah, that's what I found. That's what I found as well. You also have more certainty. We know more who they are. So right now, there's some free quarterbacks who won't be free, who will take some pressure off. Like if Mariota's starting, or if Carr comes back, or one of these options, is going to come up. And I think it's going to add some clarity to where you don't feel like you have to rush, because nearly all 32 starters. Who Ames looks at Darnold in that situation as an advance rate piece. Yeah, I think that's what most people are doing with that third QB. I just can't click Shakir on underdog stat. I think that's a mistake. I think it's one of those, if he gets any kind of positive touchdown movement or even touchdown luck, I think he could be a smash. I think we're viewing him kind of like Wandale, where we're like, there's no ceiling. And then all of a sudden it's like, instead of 7 for 70 and no touchdowns, it's 7 for 70 and 2 touchdowns. And he's like a giga smash. I don't know. I like Shakir there. Crutches loves this RB range. Well, I struggle here. I see you taking Tucker and Vidal. I like Tucker. I'm kind of out on Vidal. But gosh, it's for me, it's really hard to navigate. I don't know why. I find myself much happier if I'm taking tight ends and receivers here than running backs. But maybe I just need a little more clarity as we move on. Did I already miss Omar Cooper? I'm sure I did in this room. No, I didn't. All right, I'm going to take him. I'll take our guy Omar Cooper. We'll slap it up. Again, we started this as a kind of zero wide receiver adventure, trying to catch up. I think Omar Cooper is just the guy to do it. Andrews is fine. Braylon Allen famously does have his whole life ahead of him. Kevin, I never know what to do in this spot, exclaimed Chad. Obviously, replies Kevin. Yes. Kevin famously enjoys seeing me struggle making picks. Chris was saved last year by always pushing Burrow. Only took him in the late 60s or lower. Yeah. The integrity protectors got punished last year, but I'm pretty into Burrow. We missed out on Bigsby Fooey. Really was hoping for that. Nick Singleton, come on down. The machine is like, take Calvin Ridley. No, we're good. We are good. Let's take this Nick Singleton character, and that will wind up the running back room here. Yeah, there we go. Guys like Rodgers will get more expensive. I don't know. I really don't know. I think Rodgers specifically, because when he re-signs in Pittsburgh, he will. And I don't think the market's priced that in yet. But I don't know. I can't imagine him being more than a 16th round pick in BBM. So maybe from like an absolute pick perspective, he comes up, but like, I think he'll still be pretty late. Exercise and humility, both ETR and Sidekick like him, so whatever. Yeah, I should probably be more willing to do that. Just for me, Vidal, it's just like, man, I just think it was all injury related for him to get on the field. But that said, he looked good when he was out there. He looked spry, and he was a competent runner. So, yeah, again, we're in the 15th round. Like, having hard fades on guys sometimes can be a little goofy. Mr. Mufasa, GM to you. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Appreciate you coming in, hanging out Kevin comes for the draft, stays for the struggle. We'll appreciate you, Kevin. For whatever reason. For whatever reason brings you here. I appreciate it. It means a ton that you'd come in to hang out. Also, if you can, drop a sub. We are getting so close to 500 subs. We're having a great stream this morning. Let's see. What does Blueless do? What does Blueless do? What do we do? Gosh, Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman is so bad. But he kind of makes a little bit of sense here. Keon Coleman makes a modicum of sense on this team. The machine does not like it. The machine says, take Chris Brazzell. Take the rookie with upside, please. I guess we'll do that. We'll take Chris Brazzell this second. We are trying to swing for the fences. So we'll do that there. Fooey salty. Well, you guys know this is the opposite of the Toxic Tower. I will say that this stream, and that's why it's a good bookend to your day. You start here and you just end with the Toxic Tower. Juju had his whole life ahead of him for over a decade now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting career, Juju. I wish he'd stayed healthy because he was a fun player. Yeah, as a Vidal hater, but free agent, so who knows? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's shown he can do it in the NFL, so he's probably is not a bad click, actually. Gal Brain, round 20, Josh Palmer. No, I can't do it. I can't click Josh Palmer again. I can't do it. Don't make me do it. I can't do it. I'll take Malachi Fields. We'll stick with our fun rookies. We'll do Malachi Fields, and then we'll end this team with a tight end. I don't think I want to do like 2-7-8-2. I think I do need a tight end, especially with the lava lamp situation. Actually, I get 2 more picks. It's like getting a free pick. That's what happens when you only go 2 QB. I'm so used to having 3 QBs. There we go. Yeah, 0 Palmer. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I believed in him as Herbert's deep threat. Then everybody got hurt in Buffalo, and he still couldn't get through. And he was hurt. I remember seeing they showed him at wrapped like a mummy. Like he legitimately looked like he came out of King Tut's tomb. And I'm like, what is with this guy? This is this is horrible. William says opting for no surgery is wild for Kincaid. Ugh, don't tell me this. Don't tell me this. JDub takes Washington Cashes for -5. Yeah. If you guys need parlay pieces to get past betting limits, take JDub's drafting Mike Washington, and it'll help juice your juice your parlay so you can get around the betting limits at your local book. Adam Randall goes. Oh, I was Crutches. I thought you were in the 3 for some reason. I thought you took Shador. I was like, oh, haven't seen that one yet. Interesting. Crutches goes 4 tight ends. I like the 4 late tight end stuff. I've come around to that more. The orthodoxy of the 3 blank 3 should be shattered. We should be trying some different stuff, and I think 4 late tight end is quite live. So there goes Keon Coleman. The temptation is wiped away. The temptation is wiped away. Well, I'm now in a position. What do I want to do? I think we probably still need another receiver and a running back, or a receiver and a tight end. I'll take. Oh, I'm not going to take Stowers. Line of scrimmage grabs him. So we need another pick. Shoot. All right, let's take Ted Hurst. We'll really slap it up. So this is going to be a 2-6-9-3. We'll figure out tight end. We can take. Let's see. Who do we want here? Trigg. We could do Trig. We'll queue up some of our late tight ends. Try to switch it up. The machine wants Jolly, interestingly enough. They have Trig. Man, they must have Trig down in the depths. All right, I'll move Jolly up. Why not? Why not? I think I have less Jolly than Trig. Hey, number 35 like. Appreciate you all so much. Appreciate you guys. Kevin says, what? I want royalties from your 4 tight ends. Yeah, Kevin is not afraid to draft some weird builds. If you're ever in a room with Kevin and you say, okay, he already has 8 receivers, surely I can push this receiver around the turn. Don't try it. He's probably going to take another one. He's a wild man. Joe asking, can I profit creating a market off myself on Kalshi? I mean, it feels like right now anything goes. It feels like anything goes. So, not legal advice, but I see no problem with you creating your own market. So this team is a 2-6-9-3 with Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts. Running back room of James Cook, Derrick Henry, Cam Scatterbo, Braylon Allen, Jonathan Brooks, Nick Singleton. So pretty fragile QB running back room, but a lot of draft capital there. Make it up, going for volume at the other spots. Jordan Tyson, Jacoby Myers, Michael Pittman, Khalil Shakir, Romeo Dobbs, and 4 rookies. Omar Cooper, Chris Brazel, Malachi Fields, and Ted Hurst. And then Dalton First Aid, Juwan Johnson, and Justin Jolly. So a little bit of a different structure here, I have to say. All right. Give me 1 second. I've got to see if I can do a, give me 1 second. All right, we're back. We're back, and we're gonna do another draft. We'll do another. I should ask for some likes, because we're going past our normal amount of drafts. But you know what? Let's do it. Let's hop into another big board here. And now I'm in developer mode. Developer moded. So I hope there's not an underflow, because if you did, you might have gotten sucked in to the underflow. Let's see. Joining on the phone. Oh no, waiting for 10. Waiting for 10. I'm sorry. Well, we'll see. We will see. 3 QB bros in shambles. Crutches, how many QB? All right, I guess. Hold on. Let me. All right, waiting for 7. Waiting for 6. How many QBs did you end up with? Let's see. What'd you end up doing? I'm curious. 2. Okay. Drake May, Daniel Jones. Yeah, there you go. The three QB tyranny ends here on this channel. For those who are curious, my exposures. I know some people like to see that while we're waiting for 3 in the draft. My quarterbacks, Malik Willis, and Mendoza, both over 35%. Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Bryce Young, Cam Ward, over 20%. Nothing crazy. I'm light on Herbert by a lot. That is way low than I thought. I'm way low on Stafford and Baker. So we're making some stands, perhaps inadvertent. I have 1 Jared Goff share. So I appear to be drafting the same team over and over, guys. All right, running backs. Emmett Johnson, 48%. Mike Washington, 35%. Again, I want to get this closer to 25. I'm way overweight there. Waiting for 2 in the big board. Jeremiah Love. Don't want this much Joe Mixon. I was by default kind of clicking him. I do want to back that off. I do like my Algier, Bigsby, Scatabo, Swift stance. Wide receivers. A lot of Michael Wilson, a lot of Khalil Shakir, Omar Cooper, third highest guy at 28%. Jeremiah Bernard, 22.6%. You can see some of these guys, Dobbs, Shamir DK, some guys that I like, Malachi Fields and Chris Brazel, around 16 to 20%. Tight end, I mean, I think Kyle Pitts is underpriced, and I think Travis Kelce is underpriced. 40% Pitts, it's a lot, but I do like me some Kyle Pitts this year. Travis Kelce, Pat Freiermuth, Gunnar Helm. So some aggressive stands. I will not be that aggressive come BBM season, but I think the big board's kind of fun. It's a time to make your stands. We're going to get in a ton of drafts this cycle, so I might as well try to live my truth in this and see what we can do. Hey, King of QC, appreciate you drafting. I hope you had a good time. We do. I know. I got to get rid of this terrible Star Wars style microphone. It is embarrassing. Fantasy Dog, good morning to you. Hope you're having a great one. Bernard's name gets further each time. Jeremy, right? Did I call him Giovanni by accident? I was thinking of the mustached running back from the Bengals. Giovanni, what was his name? Bernard. Yeah, Giovanni Bernard. Yeah, that's what was that. Oh, Jeremiah. We have Jeremiah Love. All my rookies are blending together. Dear God. Yeah, Gio with the mustache. 2774 Chad, stand up. Absolutely. Don't be afraid to build how you want to build. Chad checking his Mixon exposure when he heard Chip Chasing talking about him last night. Dear God. Yeah, it got out of control, Mr. Vinegar. It really did. Super easy to come down to exposures with 75 left. Yes, it is. It's I just need to back off the gas a little. Fantasy Dog backed out. You're like, I'm not getting in this sweaty room. All right, we're at the 9 hole. Oh no, you're in here. You're in here at the 12. Let's see. We've got Drinking Bleach, aka Skeletor, at the 5, Blueless at the 8, myself at the 9, Goods at the 10, and Fantasy Dog at the 12. So there we go. Did the sidekick abandon me? Sidekick, help. Sidekick, don't leave me now. I'll listen to you this time. I promise I'll listen. Oh no. The sidekick has decided it doesn't want to help. I don't blame it. Let me see if I can get it working on another tab. This might just be a sidekick free draft. If it is, I'll banish it to the corner. We'll do it live. We will do it live. I need to hear the ship chasing take still. It was generally pretty bearish. Back in. Yeah, I see you. Just when you think you're out. Sup, pups? Hey, Pepper Tony. Appreciate you coming in, hanging out. I don't know why my sidekick decided to leave, but that's okay. All right. Sorry, sidekick. You're going to the shadow realm. You can go behind the ticker. You can watch the ticker tick on by. However, you will draft a team without assistance. Yeah, I will probably listen more come BBM season. And I will do some drafts where I just you know what? Let's do Justin Jefferson here. Let's do a Justin Jefferson team. I want to do one on stream. Let's do him. And yeah. I do want to do some drafts where I just top click and see what happens. I think that'll be kind of fun, but I can't do that this draft because it abandoned me. So we got Justin Jefferson. We'll see if we get any of these fun running backs to cycle around. I think Justin Jefferson's going to rise. Obviously, if I take him at 9, then I'm not getting any benefit from that. I'm just taking him ahead of ADP. But I think if that quarterback situation improves, we're going to like what we see there with Justin Jefferson. So, all right, I'll pull the board up so people can see what's going on. Huame says he had 0 Mixon, will stay 0 Mixon. I can't say I blame you. We have no idea what his foot looks like, or if he even has a foot at this point. It's pretty grim. Trey McBride goes, so Omari and Hampton, he's not my favorite guy. That said, with McDaniel coming to town, it is kind of an obvious click. This is the market price for him. I prefer taking Derrick Henry or even maybe Saquon just because I know their roles are so secure. I think there's a chance Hampton is in some kind of awful timeshare and we're taking him at pick 16. I don't love that, but the Chargers are live to be very good on offense next year. So also, if their defense is any better, they could have some better game scripts. We could see more Hampton. Second year, players do make improvements. You know, the offensive line is when healthy, elite. They just have not been healthy for all of last season. So I don't want to be out on Hampton, but I will admit to being a little uncomfortable when I click it. We're all looking for the Omar Cooper Bryce driver. We're all looking for the guy who did this. Hey, Hulk Smashed Potatoes, appreciate you. GM. Thanks for coming in, hanging out. Subconsciously taking Vikings at 9 deep down, you know. I can't draft 9. I don't think Crutches, are you taking 9? What's your Vikings fan? So what are we doing here? What are we doing at quarterback? Is it just Cousins coming back? Because I can't take JJ McCarthy. He still goes ahead of guys who I think are locked in at starting. Oh, you are? Okay. Well, maybe I should consider not a target, but I like 9. Okay. Gotcha. How does JJ move if it's Kyler? Reports are they like Kyler. I think he moves to the turn, which isn't that much, I guess, because you're still going to have drafts where players fall. So I guess it's not that big a deal but I do think he moves to the turn. Is it possible for the Vikings QB situation to get worse? Yes, it can always get worse. Brosmer. I have 1 Mixon share because of the Najee price, similar bet for cheaper. Yeah, and I think Najee, we've at least know what's wrong with him, whereas Mixon is kind of a total mystery. I'll take Etienne here. I don't want to end up buried at running back in this draft. So let me grab him here. You say he's the last one, and you don't consider A-Rod a lock to play. I mean, that's fair. He's not truly a lock. He's not officially signed or gone anywhere. Just to me, in my head, he's a lock, but in reality, which is often quite different, he's not. So you have, yeah. If you think McCarthy is starting, then yeah, Brissett, Shedeur, Rodgers, Cousins, Ty Simpson, Tua, none of them are locks. So you can, I guess, consider him the last one. I put Penix as the last utter lock, and I don't think we've priced Rodgers right. Are you glowing because you're working? No, you're just glowing to distract me. All right, that's fine. All right, we'll take Garrett Wilson. we'll take Garrett Wilson. If that's another one where if we see QB play improve with the Jets, we could really like that pick. If they do franchise Breece Hall and they do something at quarterback, maybe the Jets are more functional. I don't know. I took a ton of Garrett Wilson last year, and it burned the heck out of me. But I don't need to do another Scatabo running back 3 team. I have quite a bit of Scatabo here. Penix goes 171, JJMC 190. That's fair too. He's at 190. You're essentially free at that point. And if he does play all year, it is kind of a smash. I mean, that the weapons around him are going to be pretty good. So I guess I should warm up to that a little bit. But I've just been playing it as though they're going to bring someone else in. But I guess I shouldn't be so take locked at this point in February 18th as far as what they're going to do at quarterback. Looking at the board, big Iddy Mack going 4 receiver, pure piss boy. Yeah, so one of the last... And drinking bleach. We got 2 piss boys in the room. My goodness. Let's see how they land their planes. Because it is not the most favored format, but we do have some piss boy dead enders. Was in a room with Shady yesterday, and he was doing Viking stuff and ended with Tua. I wouldn't read too much into that, because I think Shady tends to draft with the sidekick. So that I don't know if that's more of a sidekick function or Shady's takes, but yeah, interesting there. I think a lot of people think Tua is going to be a starter somewhere. So I also think he's a starter with a shorter lease offseason to work with the mechanics. That's true too. Like, we do forget players can get better, especially quarterbacks. So it's he did have flashes like that second half of that Bears game. We were all like, "Oh, here we go. He's this kid has something." So it's not like he's completely talentless. And if they do give him, I'm going to take Swift here over Judkins. All right, there we go. So we've got Amari and Hampton, Etienne and Swift, also with Justin Jefferson and Garrett Wilson. So we've got a 0-3-2 build. Could just be random curd QB as well. Crutcher says, yes, sidekick likes Tua, which is weird. He projects as a backup. Yeah, I don't know what Leg Up thinks of Tua. Again, I do know there are people out there that think Tua is going to start. And some even point to the Jets as a potential spot for Tua. Has all the throws. It's a consistency in mechanics, which they said second half of last year they'd wait to offseason to work on. Yeah, that makes sense. If you're going to like tear down someone's, throwing mechanics, you can't do that in the middle of the year. So I liked McCarthy going into last season. But it also feels like I know there's a lot of talk like, oh, they threw the GM that drafted him overboard. I'll take Jordan Tyson here. That's fine. But that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to like give up on their first round quarterback that easily. So I do see the arguments for old 9 having a little bit of a longer leash than maybe we think he does. Again, I just kind of prefer Rodgers in the same range, but I don't need to take Rodgers every single time. So I'm open to changing some opinions here. Crutchers has the Jets with Kyler. Yeah. I mean, I can see that. I could see that. And I think the Jets with Kyler were much happier about Garrett Wilson. I don't know how much he rises, I guess. Like I don't think I'm taking him ahead of any of these guys Brown, McMillan, Higgins, Ladd, or Flowers. So I don't know. Maybe we are drafting Garrett Wilson kind of near the top. Kwesi has a terrible track record outside of QBs. Please pull up his drafts. It's funny. Oh, man. Let's see. Vikings 2025. Let's see. We have Donovan Jackson, Ty Felton, Tyrone Ingram Dawkins, Kobe King, and Gavin Bartholomew. Still waiting for the Gavin Bartholomew breakout. Does this work? 2024. JJ McCarthy, Dallas Turner, Kyrie Jackson, Walter Roush, a kicker in the 6th, Michael Juergens, Levi Drake Rodriguez. I don't know how far back Mr. Kwesi went. Let's see, 2023. Jordan Addison, Mickey Blackman, Jay Ward, Jaquelin Roy, Jaron Hall, Dwayne McBride. I'm on the clock. What am I doing? All the quarterbacks are gone. Parker Washington. Let's do that. Let's do Parker Washington. Yeah, I mean that's like a lot. It's a lot of players. I must confess I don't know too much about. So it doesn't sound like any household names from those drafts there. Not to mention his first draft, he needed safety, and he traded down from Hamilton to Lewis Sign, who's not even the UFL. 2024, Lewis Sign his first pick, or 2022. Let's see. Cornerback Andrew Booth, Ed Ingram, Brian Asamoah, Caleb Evans. Yeah, I'm Ty Chandler. Look at that. Another well, that can't be right. Oh no, Jalen Naylor was a 6th-round pick. All right. Oh my gosh, I'm on the clock again. I'm getting just easily distracted here, going down memory lane. All right, we'll take Kyle Pitts. Giving up a first for Dallas Turner when you didn't know who you had QB locked down was objectively a terrible process. So we're piling on here. I can't remember if there was there a QB, because that was like for that was like mid 1st round, wasn't it? That trade. We're going back to a couple years ago now. But yeah, I mean there was a reason. It probably was more than just McCarthy as the reason to get let go there. But for the audio listeners on this draft, this general manager, who probably, according to Kevin, should have been fired long ago, is 0341. Omarion Hampton, Travis Etienne, DeAndre Swift, Justin Jefferson, Garrett Wilson, Jordan Tyson, Parker Washington, and Kyle Pitts. We kind of got locked out at our quarterbacks. They all went kind of in a row: Mahomes, Hurts, Dart, and Herbert before we got to pick. T-Law went all the way at pick 73. So we were, I would have probably taken a Herbert share to then stack with Hampton and then maybe add a QJ kind of pick later. Didn't happen for us. But again, we will try to land this plane. But again, appreciate all of you so much for coming in, hanging out. If you can, drop a like, drop a sub. This has been a really fun stream. Glad we've gotten to run it a little longer than we normally do. And yeah, we will be back again tomorrow. We'll be back again tomorrow and all winter, spring, and summer long. So, ton of fun doing these drafts with you all. We still need a quarterback, though. Tyler Algier goes, as discussed, kind of my favorite pick in the hundreds at this point. Running back has dried up quite a bit. So, glad to at least have 3 through this point, but yikes, it is fairly thin here. I don't have any natural stacking partners. Possible we just take Bo Nix if he's there. Could take Jordan Addison as well to just lock up all of the receivers in Minnesota. Jordan Love, Baker Mayfield, man, this is kind of a killer range. Let's do it. Let's take Addison here. Maybe this is our first 9 share. Who knows? Who knows? We've been talking so much about the Vikings. We'll just become the Vikings South here. Cruncher's notes, spent all the Darnold money on players who were mad. Dallas Turner pick was fine. We did have Kirk then too. Yeah, I didn't remember the exact circumstances of the Jags trade there. Oh yeah, PPR Tyler. We are still live. We're running a longer stream today. It's been a good one. Wanted to just keep it going. We need a quarterback though. We need a quarterback or we're gonna get totally locked out. But we're trying to we're trying some new metas. We're trying some new builds. We're shattering the 3683 or 3773 industrial complex, doing some different stuff. And yeah, having some fun. I like these receivers quite a bit here. I also like Emmett Johnson quite a bit here. So we'll see what Goods does. We'll see what Goods. There's a lot of options in this kind of pick 100 to pick 130 sort of range. Let's do it. Let's take our guy Emmett Johnson. He's not going to be here when we pick again. I am certain of that. I am certain of that. So we'll take him there. Actually, I'm not certain of that because Mr. Vinegar is not in this room, famously taking Emmett Johnson. So maybe I could have gotten him at his normal ADP. But we'll grab him there. So we add a running back to the mix. It gets very thin. It gets very thin. I like this Emmett Johnson, Gainwell, those two in the early 130s. But once they're gone, it's kind of over. You end up with a lot of warts and a lot of question marks once you hit this Tyrone Tracy, Dobbins, Connor, Benson range. I probably should be taking more Connor. It does seem likely that he signs somewhere and that he plays. Do they bring him back to Arizona? Seems unlikely, but it's possible. But he does seem like one of those veteran backs that is apt to have some fantasy relevance next season, and maybe I should be taking more of in that range where he goes. Looking at the board, I am the only 0 QB drafter so far. Let's check on our 2 0 RB guys. Big Mac 33, he waited till round 8. This guy waited till round 8 to take a running back and has now taken 4 straight. Dowdle, Coleman, Marks, Dobbins. So here's an example of someone going 0 RB. Depends, if you like this sort of running back room. Drinking bleach here. Skeletor, he lost his nerve in round 5. He took Harvey, Stevenson, Corum, and we'll see if he adds another running back. He takes James Conner. So 2 examples of 0 RB or piss boy strategies. You can kind of determine if you like either of these, what you think. This drafter does end up with, Lamar, Metcalf, and Warren, a very strong receiver room, elite QB. I like Warren. I think he is live to, he kind of won the battle but lost the war to Loveland. But I think he definitely has something there. See what Blue List does. This is just Tyler Shuck, right? I don't think we mess around. Part of me wants to mess around. Let's mess around. Let's see what happens. We're going to take Gainwell. We're going to push quarterback to the end. This could be terrible. This could be awful. We are at full clench that we end up with some starting quarterbacks on this team. But we're going to try it. We took Emmett Johnson and Gainwell here. Let's see what happens. We are in a 0 QB strategy through 11 rounds. We're trying something here. We'll see if it works out. Flyfish saying Houston signing Connor or Najee. Yeah, they're going to do something, which is why I'm very out on Woody Marks at price. I just can't get to that. I feel like 0 RB is better with the 3 of 12 advance rate. Yeah, with the 3 of 12 advance rate and 20 rounds, I kind of like trying some weird stuff. And I'm more than willing to try 0 RB. I'm trying kind of a 0 QB. I think there are... All right, we get Tyler Shuck anyway, so there we go. I think there are many ways to get there this year. And let's try something a little different. So we have a 1-5-5-1. Tyler Shuck, Omarion Hampton, Travis Etienne, DeAndre Swift, Emmett Johnson, Kenny Gainwell, wide receiver room of Justin Jefferson, Garrett Wilson, Jordan Tyson, Parker Washington, and Jordan Addison, and Kyle Pitts on the team. So we'll see if we're able to land this plane. Yeah, full on hold. We'll see if we can make it. We'll see if this team makes it. But yeah, King of QC, Drinking Bleach, Sweet Leaf, all already at 3 quarterbacks through 12. Only one other drafter with 1 quarterback, and still doesn't take another. But he was no, he wasn't the 0 RB. Yes, he was. He was the 0 RB drafter, so he a little focused on that. He also took Lamar Jackson, so maybe he is planning a 2 QB team or 3 late quarterbacks. We'll see. But his draft strategy is definitely focused on catching up at the RB position. All right, let's see what he does. He takes Mark Andrews. I think that helps us because that does make it possible we get another tight end. All right, this big dog guy, he takes a quarterback to get to 2. So we'll see. Just how much are people prioritizing getting that third QB? It's going to make or break it here. All right, Tyreek goes. These are the 2 I kind of have to worry about. But we'll see. We'll see. This could definitely end up being a 4 QB team, depending on what we end up with, what the room gives to us. With these running backs, I could potentially stop at 5. I have a lot of flexibility with my position players, I think. All right, let's just take Cam Ward. I think we got a little bit of a gift here with that. So we'll take Cam Ward. 9 goes at pick 187. So we actually, if we do want 9, we can try to push that to pick 177. See what happens. He would be my first McCarthy share of the year, but again, if I'm ever going to do it, a team with Jefferson and Addison makes a certain amount of sense to pull the trigger there. If Daniel Jones goes, we have to decide, do we take Michael Penix? We do have Kyle Pitts. So Penix would not be without merit there, even if he's not my favorite pick. Johnson goes. He would have been kind of fun with Tyler Shuck. Let's see what Goods does. I mean, don't we just take Danny Dimes? I think we just take Daniel Jones. That seems fine. We end up with Shuck, Cam Ward, Danny Dimes. And if we want to think about adding 9, I think we can. But not too bad. Not a bad way to land the QB plane after pushing it all the way to round 12. So that could have definitely gone worse. We got a little fortunate that we had 3 people to our right who already had 2 quarterbacks, and one of them preferred Brissett. Hartman says JJM is going to be sick on the Seahawks in 5 years. That would be funny if the Seahawks were just like the land of misfit toys for these quarterbacks that were busts, and then they like produce a Super Bowl champion. But yeah, I love the Darnold story. I'm very happy for him. The league did him no favors airing that I'm seeing ghosts clip. I mean, someone chose to put that on TV, and they didn't have to show that. I'm glad they did, I'm glad they did, but man, that just became synonymous with him, and it was just like a moment of like honesty and humility. This poor guy, and then it's uh, so really happy for him that he got that redemption and winning a Super Bowl. JJ did overlap with McDonald at Michigan. Uh-oh. The the reunification. Could it be? The story BBM 11. We're going to be taking JJ McCarthy as a 17th round flyer. We'll have to keep that one in mind. All right, let's see. What do we want to do? Shamire DK would be kind of fun if we could get him to pair with Cam Ward. I don't know if anyone else is fun. Ridley's a free agent. He seems unlikely to come back. As far as running backs, I mean, we talked about Vidal. Maybe I should make some effort to add that in. My sidekick is still kaput. That's okay. That's okay, sidekick. You take a rest. We tried hard today. All right. If we don't get Shamire DK, we could just take McCarthy. I don't know. All right, I'll take DK here. I think that's fine. Not necessarily committed to going 4 quarterbacks. Nick says Ridley is a Titan for the next few years, contract-wise at least. I thought he was on the list of likely cap cuts, Nick. And I thought I'd heard that from people. But if that's wrong, then I would not mind taking more Ridley. I just thought he was yeah, you think they have an out. Okay. That was my recollection, was that they have a pretty easy out with that, and he was they were unlikely to retain his services. I don't mind Ridley as a click, though. I think in this range he does have a lot more upside than some of these other guys. Yeah, they can cut if they want it. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? It's a tough call. Let's see what Yokohama and Goods do here. AD Mitchell goes. Calvin Ridley goes. All right, let's slap it up. Let's take our guy, Omar Cooper. I didn't think he'd come to us in this room. His ADP is up to 190. Guy used to be free. I also feel like now I could stop at 7 receivers if I want, with a receiver room of Jefferson, Garrett Wilson, Jordan Tyson, Parker Washington, Addison, DK, and Omar Cooper. I'm good to stop at 7. Gives us a little bit of wiggle room. Nick says Ridley to Buffalo types for cheap seems like the best case for him. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I could see that. One of those 1-year prove it deals. But yeah, again, he had like one good game before he got re-injured. I think there's something left in the Calvin Ridley tank. So I'm willing to take a bite at that apple in this range. Especially if you feel like you need to catch up. He does feel like a possible swing. All right, Aaron Rodgers goes to, I think that was one of the 0 RB people. That's his 3rd quarterback there. So he waited till the end. Ended up with Shador and Aaron Rodgers to pair with Lamar Jackson. We still only have one tight end, but that one tight end is Kyle Pitts, so that gives us some leeway to push tight end to late. I don't mind that. Everybody has 3 quarterbacks except for Preston and Blueless, so it is possible 9 comes back to us, and then we'll have to make that decision there, what to do with our kind of luxury spot. I'll likely add one more running back to the mix. If 9 goes, then I probably don't need to add. Probably wouldn't add a 4th QB, but let's see. Let's see. Preston doesn't take a quarterback. He takes Mixon. If 9 goes, then 9 does go. That was a little, I would have taken 9 there. I would have been, that would have been fine. Instead, let's take Brashard Smith as our running back 6, as our running back 6 there. Flyfish says their money they're paying him, though, kind of offensive for who he is at this point. Yeah, I think that's why they would cut him, and he'd work something else out elsewhere. Is my recollection, is that there's no way they would keep him on the contract he's on. But I don't have those numbers in front of me, but that's kind of what I remember on him. All right, so I guess it's tight end time. I don't really feel like I have need to grab Cousins here. I think I'm okay with Chuck Ward and Danny Dimes. I think of these guys, Freiermuth is my favorite receiver. I'm going to end up overweight on him. I'm fine with that. We'll take Pat Fry. Pull the board up. People can see these late clicks. Big Mike Washington goes next as far as rookie running back clicks. We didn't get Gunnar Helm. Gunnar Helm would have been on the short list for us having Cam Ward. I like my my Gunnar Helm shares when I can get them. 2 picks left here, so we're gonna have to decide: do we do another tight end and a running back or a receiver? So we can just see what the what's available in this room. Fields and Brazel go. 2 of the late rookie clicks. Ryan Flournoy. I think the sidekick tends to recommend him, if I'm not mistaken, late. Don't mind that. If for some reason they kind of stood pat and, you know, they and Pickens gets like a sign and trade, then maybe he's a beneficiary. He did showed he was highly productive when given the opportunity. You know, I think you could do worse than Flournoy in round 18 here, but this was not the Dak drafter. Is what we were checking on, but I think that's fine. Unstacked there. Did Vele go? Vele has not gone yet. I do see the Saints mocked to potentially draft somebody, but, you know, even if they do take somebody, Olave, Vele, and a third receiver, Vele, I think might just be able to carve out the slot role there in New Orleans. So maybe he's immune to too much. I don't know though. He does seem like he could get replaced, but they did trade for him. So I do think the team likes him. Yeah, I'm with you, Hooms. Flournoy is a good pick. I like Flournoy this late. He's probably has more upside than a lot of these late just like late rookies who aren't going to amount to much. Nick noting Shuck loves Vele. Yeah, I feel like they had a good rapport. So we'll take Vele there, and then we'll end this team with a tight end. But this has been a really fun stream. We went a little over 2 hours, so appreciate y'all for hanging out with me today. If you can, drop a like, drop a sub. All these things help. We're on the road to 500. We got some new subs today, which is absolutely awesome to see. We're now 29 subs from 500. So really hoping to get there soon. And thank you all so much for making it happen. It really means a ton to me. And so what tight end do we end this team with? We ended with a Justin Jolly team last time. If the sidekick's going to leave us, let's make it a Michael Trigg team. Let's take the guy the sidekick hates. Let's stick it to it for leaving me in our hour of need here. Yeah, the 64-hour stream. Yeah, we're not signing off till we hit 500. Flyfish, tag trade Pickens rumors got to be bullish for Flournoy. For sure. For sure. Hey, thank you, Fantasy Dog. Appreciate you coming in, hanging out. Thanks, everyone, for drafting with me today. We see our friend Jeremy Bernard, not Giovanni, unfortunately, our king. Jeremy Bernard goes at the next pick. Nick has some Gesicki too. Yeah, it's not too. I don't think that's a bad click. In that range. Hey, Al Boogie, appreciate you. But yeah, everyone on the way out, drop the like, drop a sub, leave a comment. I'll see you all tomorrow. Okay, I'll hit the button when the last picks go, and I'll tell you who they are because I realize my face is blocking it. Ted Hurst went Chris Rodriguez and Mr. Mufasa taking Mr. Irrelevant. Who is it? I could lie. You guys would never know because my camera's blocking it. He still hasn't picked. Still hasn't picked. He's winding the full clock down. Chris Kirk. Chris Kirk is the is his last pick. So everyone, hey, take it easy. Hulk smashed potatoes. Appreciate all of you. All right, see you tomorrow. Take care.